Yeah, hi there. And these comments are for Adriana, and this is Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer for the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And you are one of my online students. And you've also paid for the additional diagnostic corrective feedback service offered for my Speak Clearly lessons 7 through 24 and 26 through 47. Also, I give you additional feedback with your speaking practice test. So today, you have completed one of the independent speaking practice tests. The question is, name your favorite type of food and explain why you like it. Include details and reasons to support your explanation. All right, let's go ahead and listen. So first of all, I want to listen to your practice test one time in its entirety, and then the second time I will break it up in smaller parts and then give you some comments bit by bit.
My favorite type of food is Chinese food because it's healthy and inexpensive. Firstly, Chinese food is my favorite one because it's healthy. For example, Chinese food having as the main ingredients vegetables and seafood, it's so much healthier than my traditional food, which is based on pork, and as a result has a higher numbers of calories. Second of all, Chinese food is so much cheaper than any other type of food. For instance, seafood is expensive all over the world, but eating in Chinese restaurant can be much cheaper due to the low-cost Chinese labor, which is why I prefer Chinese food.
Okay, let's go ahead and listen to it one more
My
time.
favorite type of food is Chinese food because it's healthy and inexpensive.
Okay, so let's stop
My
there.
favorite type of food.
Okay, so
My favorite type of food is Chinese.
Okay, in this case, your topic statement includes your two key points, which are you like Chinese food because it's healthy and inexpensive.
Food because it's healthy and inexpensive. Firstly, Chinese food is my favorite one because it's healthy. For example, Chinese food having as the main ingredients vegetables and seafood, it's so much healthier than my traditional food, which is based on pork.
This is good. You're using that gerund there. So having as its main ingredient vegetables is so much healthier than my traditional food. So that was pretty good control of your grammar. And it's also a good example. So you're bringing up the idea of vegetables and comparing vegetables with pork. So that example helps defend the idea that you're trying to make in your response.
And as a result, has a higher numbers of calories. Second of all, Chinese.
Now, and a result has a higher number of calories. Are you saying that your traditional food, pork, has a higher number of calories, or the vegetables or the Chinese food has a higher number of calories? So I'm not exactly sure which one you're referring to. Let me go back and listen to the whole thing one more time, or at least that part of your speech.
And vegetables and seafood, it's so much healthier than my traditional food, which is based on pork, and as a result has a higher numbers of calories. Second of all, Chinese.
Okay, so I think that last idea has a higher number of calories. You're referring to the pork, right? So more calories means more, maybe more fat. You gain more weight if you eat the pork as opposed to eating the vegetables. So you might make that connection in there. Talk about the weight effects of eating too much pork over eating Chinese food.
It's so much cheaper than any other type of food.
Let me go back to that transition word you used to introduce your second point.
Chinese food is so much cheaper, has a higher numbers of calories. Second of all,
I would say higher number of calories, not numbers of. So singular, number of calories.
Chinese food is so.
Okay, wait a minute. I think you said second, right?
Has a higher numbers of calories. Second of all, Chinese food.
Now, you said in the beginning, you said firstly. And then you said second of all. If you say firstly, I would say secondly. If you say second of all, I would say first of all. So what I'm saying is those transitions that you're using at the key junctures of your response, you want to keep those parallel. First of all, second of all. Firstly, secondly.
It's so much cheaper than any other type of food. For instance, seafood is expensive all over the world, but eating in Chinese restaurants can be much cheaper due to the low-cost Chinese labor.
So due to the low cost of Chinese labor. Now here's the thing though, how less expensive is it? Is Chinese food one-third the cost of other types of food? Is it one-half the cost? Is it one-quarter the cost? So it might not be a bad idea to as best you can, give a specifically how much cheaper is Chinese food compared to other types of food.
Which is why I prefer Chinese food.
All right, so what do we have here? Okay, you're in the 3 range for sure. So the question is, in terms of delivery, language use, and topic development, will you score 26 out of 30? I'm going to put you right now between 3.16 and 3.33 out of 4, between 24 and 26 points out of 30. So I think that your delivery is pretty good. You don't really have any major problems, I think, in me understanding what you're trying to say. So you have some minor, very minor difficulties with maybe some pronunciation expressions. I think your grammar and your language use is actually pretty strong. Topic development is pretty good. However, I did give you some comments about how you can more specifically focus certain aspects of your speech. All right? Anyway, thank you for doing the practice test. Keep up the good work.